A mirror conveys a lot of things about you. It's not just an image. Reflection. Reflecting helps in the growth of an individual. Thank you so much for joining my channel and thanks a lot for supporting me this far. Today's topic is all about standing in front of the mirror. You would have come across experts, mentors, and a lot of people, speakers specifically, asking you to stand in front of the mirror in order to practice towards public speaking, towards confidence and language development. Of course, it's a very good method, but it's not necessary for you to stand in front of a mirror always in order to become a public speaker. This is a very big question among the learners. Many people ask me if it's necessary because there are a lot of learners who tell me, ma'am, I find it difficult. Sometimes I feel that I lose confidence while standing in front of the mirror. I'll give you a few points. As I told you in the beginning, it is fine to stand in front of the mirror and practice. It varies from person to person. This is a universally accepted method, but still it is not acknowledged by everyone. It's accepted but not acknowledged by all. When you stand in front of the mirror, definitely you get an access to your gestures and expressions. You will be able to observe the minute gestures and expressions made by you while speaking. You can also improvise. You also will have a look at the way you keep your mouth, your eyes, the expressions, the even intonation to an extent, you can work on it. At the same time, there are a lot of people who develop fear, not because they see their image reflection in the mirror, but because if they're practicing to go up on stage and give a speech, there are possibilities and chances that they get reminded of the practice sessions in front of the mirror. It happens with a lot of people. Otherwise, if they don't practice in front of the mirror and go up on stage, it will be fine. They will not have that fear because they don't remember what happened, just like that. Hope you're able to understand what I'm trying to say. So some people find it easy, find it comfortable to stand in front of the mirror. As I told you, it helps with gestures and expressions, whereas others develop fear just because they begin thinking about the images, thinking about the practice sessions that they had in front of the mirror. It's possible because when you stand on the stage, you'll have all the weird thoughts. There will be people with all the weird thoughts. If there's a mentor training you, you'll think about that mentor. You'll think about a lot of things. Sometimes you'll go blank also. I'm not telling that this applies to everyone, okay? The second point is, of course, you get an access to your expressions and gestures. Another advantage is you will be able to envision a larger audience when you stand in front of the mirror. You will feel that you're speaking to a larger audience if you're good with visualization. Now, don't tell me I'm not good with visualization. I don't know how to imagine. We all are capable of imagination. We are all capable of visualizing things. Only thing is, today we are living in this tech-savvy world where you don't have to necessarily visualize all the time. Somebody else will do it for you and you just have to watch it. But human beings have got this incomprehensible and also inimitable capacity of visualizing and imagining. Today we have to teach the present generation to visualize and imagine because that opens the doors to creativity also. Okay, forgetting and leaving apart that particular point. It will help you to visualize the larger audience if you're in the right track, if you're comfortable standing in front of the mirror. So ask yourself if you're comfortable standing in front of the mirror. It's not because you are not comfortable looking at yourself. Some people tell me I'm not so good, I don't look so good in front of the mirror, I don't like my looks. It's not that. Are you comfortable practicing in front of the mirror? That's what you have to ask yourself. One more thing that you have to keep in mind is you will not be able to carefully listen to what you're speaking, to the words, to the intonation, because as you're speaking, you will have the reflection also, giving the sound and speaking. Right? So you will not be able to carefully pay attention. You may have a web video camera or something to record as you're practicing, but the best thing is to have a video camera at the same time record the speaking practice sessions, and then listen to it, because you can work on the intonation, and also at the same time you can look at the expressions and gestures. Okay, sometimes there will be good days and bad days. You will pay attention to your hair, you may look at your eyes, you may look at the pimple on your face, and maybe there are chances that you become intimidated because of yourself. You will develop that fear, and you may feel that, okay, I don't look so appealing and pleasant, how will I look on the stage? There'll be a lot of questions as a human being. So as I told you in the beginning, you don't have to tell me, ma'am, I don't face all these problems, I'm comfortable. There are people who face these problems, so I'm speaking for them. So there are chances of distracting yourself, but the video camera will not be like that. If you have a digi camera, there are less possibilities of looking at yourself or getting distracted. But it will also give you a chance to speak and listen to your voice. If you have a voice recorder, you can also listen to your voice carefully without looking at the image, without looking at the video. If you're not comfortable with that, do what's comfortable for you. Another thing is, when you stand in front of the mirror, there are chances that you develop confidence. Definitely you'll develop confidence, because you see yourself and it's like you pat your back and say, wow, I'm doing a good job. There are a lot of people who don't practice in front of the mirror. Recently, I came across an article where a well-known speaker says and shares that I never spoke in front of the mirror to become a good speaker. I never knew that I was going to become a good speaker. But of course, people like the way I speak, and I've become evolved as a good speaker. So it's not necessary to always practice in front of the mirror to become a good speaker. It is only one of the methods of developing your confidence. But if you feel that your confidence is jeopardized, if you feel that your confidence is waning and withering in the course of time, then I don't think you have to stand in front of the mirror and force yourself to accept this method and to get yourself trained. No, if you're not comfortable, if you feel that your confidence level is not increasing, if you feel that the graph is falling down, and if you feel intimidated by your presence or this particular method, please put a stop to it, because standing in front of the mirror is not the only method of developing your confidence. There are a lot of other things. One more important point is, you may lose the chance of getting the constructive feedback. You stand in the front of the mirror and of course you speak. You may not get the constructive feedback. So it's always good to ask your sibling or somebody at home who is genuine in the sense, sincere with your presentation. Ask for feedback, ask your friends. You can also analyze yourself, record yourself and understand, try to compare the points, try to understand what your friends and family members are asking you to do. So if you have genuine people, you can definitely go for it. Otherwise, for a constructive feedback, definitely take the help of a trainer, mentor, or someone who is good with public speaking and who is in this domain. Have the voice recorder first, because everybody will not be comfortable sitting in front of the camera and recording. And these days we have got the mobile phones. If you see yourself, there are chances that you will not develop the confidence. You can just use the back camera and record. Position it. You may take more time to position and adjust the camera, but still that's a very good way. Still, if you're not comfortable, begin with voice recorder. Listen to your voice, listen to the intonation, then you will feel good, and then go and stand in front of the mirror or record yourself in front of the video camera. Now, coming to language, never ever think that if you stand in front of the mirror and speak for 5 minutes, your language will definitely develop. No, you will develop the confidence. You will be able to practice with what you have read and with what you have listened to. Okay, but it's not a magic wand where you just wave the wand, you stand in front of the mirror and your language will just flow. It's not like that. Work. Parallelly, you will have to work. You have to be consistent with your vocabulary. You have to be consistent with reading and all the inputs, that the practice sessions and everything, and then go for all these tips, which will definitely help you build your confidence. So I hope all these points are clear. Thank you so much for staying with me. Bye-bye. Always stay positive.